Hi there, I'm Britta. I'm a life and motivational coach. Today I would like to speak about children, development, and what I think we can do better. I grew up in a different country. I'm actually from Germany. And so I have to say, I have lived in California for like 10 years. And so I know from my own experience growing up and then living in California and America for 10 years that, yeah, children grow up differently. And so I would like to speak about that a little bit. Mm. In America, a lot of parents, that's what I have seen, with their kids, when they're like 4 or 5 years old, they start to become a little bit headstrong, huh? And they start to argue, and want to they want to win the discussion, right? So I have seen that quite a bit. That parents actually said to their children, when they were arguing, I heard that they would say, "Don't you argue with me. I'm your parent, I'm telling you, and now go to your room." And I thought, interesting. Um, Let me tell you really quick how it is in Germany. Obviously, the same thing is happening in Germany. You know, Same age group, getting a little headstrong, and they're starting to argue with their parents or have discussions. And in Germany, actually, we don't stop them. No. And even those, maybe sometimes the kids are not right, but we let them win. Why is that so important? A kid in that age is basically, trying to find their boundaries. How far can I go? Where's the line? And not some parents don't see that this is part of developing, becoming a person. You either become a person that is always like, well, if the parents say, don't argue with me, and they do that all the time, these kids will learn not to argue, not to go into a confrontation, not to say honestly how they feel, enter a discussion, which is actually really important, for the development. And I think it's very important that we let children be the little person that they are, with their feelings, with the urge, to verbally express, no, I have a different point of view than you, dad, or you, mom. It's very important. So they learn to enter a discussion or an argument, because that is life. There will always be people in your family or friends or at work, you know, um, people with different opinions, So if we don't allow them to develop this character. If we submiss them, they will not learn to verbally express themselves, which will make it difficult. Like, okay, example. We're working in a company for like 10 years and we're doing a good job. Everybody's happy. And we should actually, get a raise or be promoted, to a higher position. A person, a little kid that learned to enter discussions, healthy discussions, not screaming and yelling, but discussions. A little person that learns to do that will not have a problem later in work life to stand up for him or herself, because they know how to do it. They know how to have a good discussion. Meaning, okay, I know I'm good, I know I'm worth it, and I don't have a problem going to my boss or my supervisor and tell them, hey, I think it's time that I get promoted or receive a raise. So you will be stronger. It makes you stronger. Don't tell people to be quiet, the little kids to be quiet. That is not good. It's not. And yes, sometimes you need to let them win so that they have this feeling of achievement. I had a discussion with my mom and I won. Oh my God. You have no idea how good that feels for a little kid, even though, maybe they weren't even right. Let them win sometimes. Let them have it. It will make them feel so good. And yes, they will enter another discussion and another discussion. And, there's a phase when they want to discuss just everything. And sometimes we don't have time to do all these discussions. I understand that. But if you do have the time, and it is something that is not really, really, really so important, let them win. Let them win and let them have this feeling, I won a discussion with my mother or with my father. It's so important. You have no idea. And they also learn, not to yell, but to speak. And it's beautiful. You will do your children the biggest favor in the world. Let them express themselves verbally. Don't say, don't you argue with me, or knock it off. I know sometimes we are busy and we don't have time, but then explain it to them. Because guess what? They do understand that. If you say, listen, I really don't have time right now. I really don't have time right now. Can we talk about this later? Yeah? But right now, I really need you to do this or that. It's really important. They will understand. And they probably will follow. If not, you have to say, well, I don't know what you tell them, but I would just take my daughter by the arm and drag her with me. If I had to go somewhere and we had to use the car or something, I would say, I don't have time for this right now. But let them win sometimes. It's so important. And they feel so good, those little people. I was allowed to do that. I was actually, my parents, they discussed things. When I wasn't happy about something, they would they would enter discussions with me, and they let me win sometimes. Maybe that's why, okay, people say I'm opinionated, you know. I say what I think, yeah. And I don't think it's a bad trait. Sometimes, you you don't want to say what you think, but it's good to feel that it is okay to verbalize your opinion. Don't make your kid be somebody who is not expressing him or herself. That is so important in that age. Let them win sometimes and let them argue and discuss. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.